Hi guys, if you really want to get into pattern drafting, in fact if you're watching this video and you're thinking of learning pattern drafting, the very first place you should start is to find out what are the items or equipments that I need to be able to start pattern drafting. And it's always advisable to start manually. My video is all about looking for pattern drafting softwares that can actually help a beginner. But it is best you start manually so that you get to know the principles of pattern drafting. So this video is all about the instruments or items that you need as a beginner to start learning how to draft your very own patterns. So without wasting much time, let's go. Find out every single thing that you need to become a pattern drafter.
Equally important that the pattern maker understand the purpose for which his equipment has been designed. Most of the following articles may be purchased at art supply houses, tailor supply firms, or at the notion departments in retail stores. Understanding dress pattern making. Dress pattern making involves creating a blueprint of the garment that serves as a guide for cutting and sewing the fabric. It requires precision and accuracy to ensure the perfect fit and desired design. To achieve this, certain instruments are indispensable in the pattern making process. Essential instruments for dress pattern making. Triangle. The transparent right triangle is useful in pattern making to square, a corner. The two smaller points will serve to establish a true bias along a vertical or horizontal line. In the study of geometry, we learn that a triangle must total 180 degrees. This right triangle has two 45-degree angles and one 90-degree angle. Tracing wheel. This clever instrument saves hours of needless labor of thread marking. It is used to transfer lines or symbols from one pattern to another or from the final pattern to the muslin or fabric. When the test muslins are being made by the designer, ordinary pencil carbon may be used. When actual garments are being cut, white carbon or chalk boards are used. These markings can be easily removed later. Pins. Various sizes of dressmakers' pins may be purchased by the pound at the tailor supply houses or notion departments of stores. The designer should have various sizes on hand for varying weights of fabrics. Pencils. A medium hard lead pencil, a rather soft lead pencil, and an eraser should be in your toolkit. A red and blue crayon pencil is also useful for establishing lines of design and for correcting muslins. The blue is usually used for establishing the line, and the red is used for all corrections during a fitting of the muslin. Some designers use various colors of tailor's chalk for the same purpose. Black graphite is sometimes used instead of lead pencil. Shears. 8-inch paper shears should be kept for cutting lightweight paper. Heavy, professional weight shears are used for cardboard patterns. The fabric shears are kept for cutting muslin and will become dull if used for cutting paper. Transparent ruler. This special ruler is found at art supply stores. It is divided into 1/8-inch squares. As so many measurements in pattern making are based upon eighths of an inch, this ruler comes into use conveniently. It is also valuable when establishing seam allowances on final patterns. Curve. The transparent curve is especially valuable for shaping edges of curved collars, arm size and necklines. Additional types of these curves are also valuable to have at the pattern making table. They may be purchased at most art supply stores. Muslin. An unstarched, unbleached muslin is used for muslin proofs for most garments. This may be purchased by the bolt at a saving. The weight and texture varies with garments being designed. Seam allowance guide. A seam allowance guide helps you add the necessary seam allowance to the pattern. It ensures consistency in seam width throughout the garment, which is crucial for a professional finish. Seam allowance guides come in various widths and can be easily attached to your pattern paper. Pattern notcher. A pattern notcher is a small tool used to create notches on the pattern paper. These notches act as alignment markers during garment assembly, ensuring that all the pieces fit together correctly. Pattern notches are particularly important when working with intricate patterns or multiple pattern pieces. Pattern hooks and weights. Pattern hooks and weights are used to hold down the pattern paper while working. They prevent the paper from shifting or wrinkling, allowing for accurate tracing and cutting. Pattern weights can be made of metal, plastic, or fabric, while pattern hooks are typically placed along the edges of the pattern paper. Pattern paper. A white, tough paper, such as that used in bakeries, may be used for preliminary patterns in manufacturing plants and for even the final patterns in custom studios. This comes by the roll in varying widths at paper supply houses. It is best to use paper that is not too deeply colored because pencil marks do not show up as well. About 150 lb of cardboard, purchased in sheets or rolls, is used for blocks and the final pattern, markers. Such patterns would be used repeatedly. Square. The tailor square is purchased at tailor supply houses. It is most useful when drafting the basic block patterns from measurements. It has varying units of measurement, such as fifths, sixths, and thirds, as well as the normal measurements of an inch found in an ordinary ruler. Tape line. It is wise to purchase a good tape line. Cheaper ones may stretch or shrink. Some are even inaccurately marked. As the flexible tape line is used to measure a figure or a model form and the square and ruler are used to locate similar measurements when completing the pattern, discrepancies would lead to disappointing results. Curved hip rulers. This tool is constantly in use by tailors, and it proves useful at the dress designer's table when establishing curves in long skirts, or when adding flares to gored skirt sections. It is marked for inches and fractional parts of an inch as a ruler would be. Dress pattern making instruments play a vital role in creating well-fitting and aesthetically pleasing garments. From measuring body dimensions to transferring pattern details onto fabric, each instrument serves a specific purpose. By understanding the uses of these instruments and incorporating them into your pattern making process, you can enhance your sewing skills and achieve excellent results.